Hello, it is 9 a.m. on Thursday, January 28th, 2016, and guess what? I have officially lost 7 pounds this year. 7 pounds this year. I'm so excited. I weighed myself this morning and I went to like what I had been plateaued at um, for the last 2 weeks, and I just like set that as my default, and it was too heavy, and I was like, too heavy, and then I went down 1 pound, and then I went down another pound, and then I went down a third pound and was like, I have lost 7 pounds so far this year, which is amazing, and is also an object lesson in the shirt that I'm currently wearing. This shirt I bought 6 years ago, and it never really 100% fit me. It's a nice shirt. It fit in the top, but the bottom was always so tight I couldn't button the lowest twoest buttons. The lower two buttons, I could not ever get them buttoned, so I'd always wear it with a skirt because you just button the top and then you have a high-waisted skirt and nobody knows that you can't button the bottom. And today, not only can and that was 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I could not button the bottom. 3 years ago, I could not fit the shirt. It was too tight across the chest. It would do that thing where it pulls. You know how the buttons pull and gap, and you're like, oh, I can totally see my bra. That's bad. So like 3 years ago, the shirt was retired. Until today, when I was looking at my closet going, I should probably wear something that looks semi-professional today. What about this shirt? I haven't worn it for 3 years, but I've lost a lot of weight and I've been getting toned, so maybe I can wear it again. And I was like, oh, but the lower buttons, and I don't want to wear a skirt. And I was like, well, just go with it, and if you can't button the lower buttons, you can tuck it into your pants, which I hate. I hate the look of shirts tucked into pants on me, on my shape. It's just not flattering. It emphasizes unfortunate body features, as opposed to when it's tucked into a skirt, then it has a more clean line for my particular figure. But not only could I button the lower two buttons, it's like super baggy. It's like so baggy. This is like, I'm drowning. I'm gonna have to show you my shirt. So you're gonna have to actually look at my full body for a minute, which you don't often get, but like, look at it. It's like this huge baggy wrinkly thing. It doesn't even look flattering. It's not tight in any way. It used to be very like form-fitting, and it's not. It's so loose. I'm such a silly girl. I'm such a silly girl. Like, obviously you just saw I still have a long way to go. I still have some work I need to do. I'm aiming for 30 pounds this year, and I'm off to a good start. 7 pounds down. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's like it's Christmas, except better because I don't like Christmas because you have to spend so much money. Being a kid at Christmas is awesome. Being an adult at Christmas is like, oh my god, please don't get me a gift. Please don't get me a gift. Oh shit, you got me a gift. Now I have to get you a gift. Oh, I didn't budget for it. Damn it. Anyway, since you sat through that nonsense, I'm I'm a happy girl. I'm a really happy girl, and what else to say? I had a wonderful chat with my Irish gentleman yesterday. Default setting. Um, oh, he had me watch this video. I'm gonna get the name wrong. Space Battleship Yamato. Oh, it was so good. It was such a good film. I liked it so much. It had all of the elements I like in my science fiction, and I loved it to pieces. I was like all sorts of exclamation points. I'm like, oh my god, flailing! At it over it at him. So that was really good. If you like science fiction, space battle, alien fights with like World War II spaceships, like there's like World War II ship in space, then like I totally recommend it. Totally recommend it. 2 thumbs up. It was awesome sauce. Uh, what else happened yesterday? I worked a lot, watched a video, talked about grammar and Esperanto because I'm like super awesome cool. My son was a little sad. I had to deal with my son being sad because his father. I don't talk about my son's father that much because I mean, he's not really a relevant part of my life. He is my son's father, and in that essence, he will always be part of my life. But we've been, we ended things like 12 years ago, so he's not, than co-parenting issues, he's not really a major source of anything in my life, except for when he does stuff that affects my son. Like, he's divorcing his wife to be with his mistress, who I guess I shouldn't call his mistress now, she's his girlfriend. I'm not quite sure when the transition from mistress to girlfriend happens. Is it when the divorce is finalized? Because the divorce isn't finalized, so I don't know what terminology to call her, but he's moving in with her next weekend, and it's really taking a toll on my son. My son's so upset about the divorce because his stepmother has been his stepmother since he was 3. He doesn't remember anything before that. Even before they got married, they were together for like a year. So he has known her since, well, he's known her since birth because she was one of my good friends. But he's known her in a maternal role since he's been like 2. She's always been in his life. And they've had friction, but she's a part of his life. And he's so tore up about this whole divorce, and he's really upset about what's happening with his little sister. He was talking to me last night, and he was saying he always hoped that Lily would never have to go through what he's gone through, and Lily would never have to have those same unhappy feelings about her parents, and wishing that they were a normal family, which I'm always like, Alec, don't put it in those terms. Don't be like you're not normal because your parents separated. Many people's parents separate. Many people's parents are never together in the first place. So, you know, I don't know. It just makes me a little bit sad to, it makes me sad because I can't control it. There's like absolutely nothing I can do. I can say things to him, but I'm not able to fix that situation. I can't heal his stepmother's broken heart. I can't make his sister stop having anger issues towards her father and feeling very unhappy. I can't guarantee him that the merging of 2 families are going to have this new lady has a daughter who's 5. She's going to move in. So then his sister, who is 10, is going to be sharing a room with a 5-year-old. And they've never met before. You'd think you'd introduce the children, but my understanding, well, the girlfriend lives in Seattle, and she's come down a couple of times to meet the kids and spend time with my son's father. And I'm not sure if she brought her daughter on those occasions or not, but I do know that my son's sister opted out of meeting her on the occasions that she's come down. So pretty much, first, like, for real interaction meeting will be in a living together situation, which is less than ideal. It's not how I would do things. If it were me, let's just play make-believe, because these things that I'm about to say are never going to happen, and it's not like I have a secret wish in my heart that they would happen, because it would be very disruptive to my life. But if, say, my Irish gentleman were to have a child, and he was considering moving in with me, I would not, the first that my son meets my Irish gentleman and his child, be upon our moving in together as a family. That just seems so, like, not, it seems like a recipe for disaster, because they don't know each other and they're just gonna go from being absolute strangers to sharing a bedroom. It just seems like a problem. It's like, seems a tiny bit short-sighted. Like, okay, these people don't know each other. They've never met each other. They're going to have complicated feelings about each other because it's not just a stranger. It's the person their parent is involved with child. So there's already this awkward, like, my parent and your parent are together, so now we have to live together and make it work. But you're not really related to me, and I don't really know you, but I can't treat you like a stranger because you're living with me in my room. Like, that's just so much awkward in one situation, and you're not putting that on an adult. It's not an adult who's like, okay, I can fully process my emotions and I can fully understand the situation. I understand that things are awkward on both sides and we're going to have to make compromises and it's gonna suck, but we'll push through. Like, this is a child. You're putting a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old into a situation together that is like already a pressure cooker, and just I can understand why my son is upset about this situation. I don't tend to rant about my son's father. He's allowed to make whatever choices he wants to make in life, just as any human is. I just wish he took, I wish he took a little more time to think through how his actions affect the people around him. But his inability to do such a thing is part of the reason why we are no longer together. So, like, you can't expect a horse to change its behavior. Something with spots. A cheetah to change its spots. That's what it is. Um, you can't expect a cheetah to change its spots. He is who he is. My son's father has many wonderful characteristics. He's funny. He's a people person. He's the life of any party. He is such a good fun time. Such a good fun time. Tall, attractive, things that I'm interested in, or at least that my younger self prioritized. I didn't really prioritize sharing values. I didn't really prioritize wanting the same things from life, wanting to go to the same place in life, having the same expected standard of living in life. Those things, I was like 16, 17, 18, 19. Those are the years we were together. Didn't fully think things through because I was not a fully developed human at that point. You don't think of these things. You don't think, okay, so this person is really fun and every time we hang out we laugh a lot and he's like really attractive and I like him so much. You don't think, is he going to pick up his laundry? Will he cook dinner? Is he okay with living in a level of uncleanliness that I'm not okay with? Like, these are things that actually matter. Where does he want to be in 10 years? Where do I want to be in 10 years? What sort of values do we want to instill in our mutual children? Like, those are not things that I thought about, but that people should think about when they're entering into relationships with people. Generally, they don't, though. Generally, they're like, I really like them and they're cool. And then you just kind of fall into a relationship and you just kind of move in together. And then suddenly you're married and you have 2 children and you're not happy because the person you're married to doesn't share the same set of core values as you and isn't interested in going to the places in the world that you're interested in going to. And that's the same for if you're a high value person or a low value person. If you're a low value person and you're happy being a low value person, you want to live a low value life, like, that's totally 100% okay. But you should pair up with someone who is also low value. Because if you're paired up with someone who's high value, they're going to nag you and complain and be like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you improve our situation? Why do you always have to be so damn ghetto? Like, that's how it is. And now that you've gotten relationship advice from a woman who has successfully completed 0 relationships. Seriously, I'm not married. I have no intentions of being married. And my current relationship is very quirky and weird and not even really fully a relationship. So, I mean, take my advice with a grain of salt or a spoonful of salt, whichever you find most useful. And I'm going to stop talking now. This has gone way too long.